Book 7, Creation, Chapter 1. It is Elohim whom I seek. But how can I, a mere mortal, describe him? Only this do I know. Abba Adonai came into existence before all else. He ever was, so none could know him in the beginning, and none knows his nature. As nothing came into existence before him, how can I even name one who had no father after whom his name might have been made? None can display his likeness in writing, nor can it be cut with knife in wood or stone. He is too great that men should even inquire about him. With what words could he be described to their understanding? He is the Almighty El, the Nameless One whom your fathers held in awe. All our hopes rest in this Elohim Supreme, who created all things, sustaining them with his breath, whatever their state, wherever they may be in this place on earth, or in any other place, visible or invisible. He alone causes herbs to blossom in beauty, and causes all things to come forth in their proper order and time. All things flow from his directing thoughts. The shalomful beauty enfolding the face of the land at eventide, the melody of song and speech, the fragrance of flowers, the soft delicacy of petal and wing. All beauty and charm that delights the hearts of men flow from Adon. He is now as in the beginning, and will be no different after the end. He formed men by building an earthly structure around a heavenly seed, and into this he infused the vapors of life. He maintains the order of the heavens and stabilizes the land in the waters. His breath is the breath of life, and he causes water to fall and greenery to live. Look about you, and see Adon reflected as in a mirror. No mortal man has ever looked upon him directly, but his reflection may be seen with immunity. His wisdom is unbounded, and in his goodness he has provided all things in which he has created a need in man. The daylight and wind, food and water, heat and coolness, the materials of his dwelling and the substance of his garments, all things for his daily use and enjoyment. Man lacks nothing which would increase his skill and knowledge, and to all useful things guideposts have been planted along the way. What need can man know for which Adon has not already made provision, even before man was born? I established truth as eternal and unchanging. The first truth, which was in the beginning with me, the Torah, will endure until the end. Nothing can be added to it, and nothing taken away. It may be viewed from many sides and appear different, but such differences are in the eyes of the beholders. Truth itself is unalterable and cannot change. Truth is not with man, nor of the earth. It is with me alone. And when man sees truth in its purity, he will see Elohim. He has established the nature of all things, so they remain stable and come forth in their proper order without change. When a man sows barley, he knows what will come up out of the ground. The rewards of his toil are not confusion. A man lights a fire knowing it will cook his food. It is not sometimes hot and at other times cold. He knows that day will follow night, and that the hours of darkness are prescribed. It is not a matter of chance. The hours of darkness are not one day long and the next short. Oil is ordained for lamps and water to drink. Man knows that he cannot light a wick in water. Man looks about him and sees order, not confusion. And he knows that where there is organization, there must be an organizer. Oh, how I rejoice that Adon has made me as I am. Truly, he is in all and encompasses all. In his magnificence and majesty, no man can conceive him, for his divine nature is beyond the understanding of man. His creation is awesome, his ways unfathomable. My love for my wayward children has been limitless and abounding. It has remained changeless throughout the ages, fulfilling my design. I created so that I might express and share my love, which is the very essence of my nature, with beings created in my likeness, beings which could absorb and reflect that love. Yet, that my love might be wholly free, man was endowed with free will, and free will man has used perversely. Chapter 2. Eden was a fertile place, for out of the ground grew every kind of tree that was good for food, and every tree that was pleasant to the sight. Every herb that could be eaten and every herb that flowered was there. The tree of life was within the Kodesh enclosure. There, too, was the great tree of wisdom, bearing the fruits of knowledge, granting the choice and ability to know the true from the false. The fall severed man from the source of his ruachual sustenance. Thereafter his efforts were to struggle back. In his blind groping for Adon after the fall, he discovered beings in the dark, and found it easier to worship them than to continue the search. But he is always waiting. Man has only to look up. But it is easier to go down the hill than to climb it. It is easier for man's ruachual beliefs to degenerate than to evolve. Who but the greatest of beings could have ordained your existence? Who but a master architect could have planned it? How wonderfully you are made! How precise and perfect is the construction of your earthly habitation! Among all creatures, you alone stand erect, that you may enjoy and admire the wondrous works of your Creator. Therefore, rejoice in your form and in your body. Consider yourselves, my brothers, and meditate on the reason for your existence and the purpose for which He brought you into being. Contemplate your powers, ponder your circumstances, discover your inescapable duties, and face your earthly obligations. Each man is an individual work of Elohim, his mind a fragment of Elohim himself. The breath of Adon gives him life. If it helps in your understanding, see the Supreme Elohim as a being reflecting his image as yourself. It is he who fills heaven and earth with his might, and his powers are displayed in the elemental forces. In olden times, there were spawned great monsters and beasts in fearful form, with frightful gnashing teeth and long ripping claws. An elephant was but a rat in comparison with them. Then, because of heavenly rebellion and turmoil, and the terror overwhelming the hearts of men, the Great One hardened the face of the land, which had become unstable, and the beasts were changed to stone. This was before times when the destroyer still slumbered in the upper vaults of heaven. Chapter 3. The Supreme Elohim formed you as he fashioned the beasts of the field and forest. He made you last and placed you at the pinnacle of creation. Command and jurisdiction over all were given unto you. From among the creatures of the forest and the beasts of the field, you ascended in triumphant superiority. and your yoke is upon them. Therefore be aware of yourself as the pride of Adon, and the fruition of his desire. Nothing greater shall be created on earth. My child, you are the vessel containing the essence of divinity, fashioned with the clay of matter. Behold, you even have the nature of Adon within you, and partake of my substance. Remember, therefore, your superior estate. Maintain the pride and dignity befitting your position, and descend not to any mean or degrading thing. Remember that every man, whatsoever his nation or estate, is a man. Therefore never degrade anyone, for even the least among men contains a part of me. By a command he created man, and in his indulgence permitted the clay to be fashioned. He is the source of all that is, Abba Adonai, the one who preceded the sun. The sun is not Elohim, though his creation, for its brightness bestows light and life upon the earth. It is the instrument of the high Adonai. The sun is removed from man at nighttime, but the true Elohim is always with him. Man never walks alone. He is never unescorted. To this Adon alone give praise, self-created, maker of heaven and earth, founder of the kingdoms of light and darkness, the waters and the mountains. To the one that is above all, the spring from which flows all wisdom, to him alone belong adoration, thanksgiving, honor, and praise, who spread wide the great canopy of heaven and pinned back the curtains of night with the stars. Adam saw a vision of glory encompassing even the realm of splendor. Unbounded wisdom filled his heart, and he beheld beauty in perfection. The ultimates of truth and justice were unveiled before him. He became one with the profound shalom of eternity, and knew the joys of unceasing gladness. The eternal ages of time unrolled as a scroll before his eyes, and he saw written thereon all that was to become and occur. The great vaults of heaven were opened up unto him, and he saw the everlasting fires and unconsumable powers that strove therein. He felt within himself the stirring of inexpressible love, and unlimited designs of grandeur filled his thoughts. His ruach ranged unhampered through all the realms of existence. He was then even as El himself, and he knew the secret of all things. Then I lifted my hand from man, and Adam was alone. The great vision departed, and he awoke. Only a dim and elusive recollection, no more than the shadow of a dream, remained. But deep within the sleeping soul there was a spark of remembrance, and it generated within Adam a restless longing for he knew not what. Henceforth, man was destined to wander discontented, seeking something he felt he knew but could not see, something which continually eluded him, perpetually goaded him, and forever tantalized him. Deep within himself, man knew something greater than himself was always with him and part of him, spurring him on to greater deeds, greater thoughts, greater aspirations. It was something out beyond himself, scarcely realized and never found. Something which told him that the radiance seen on the horizon but dimly reflected the hidden glory beyond it. Chapter 4. Behold the nature of man. Within him is a spark from the divine source. And this is the soul, the Adonai of the body. This alone is everlasting. This alone of man is his true self. This spark is enwrapped within a heavy mantle of matter. It is enclosed in a covering of earthly clay. This spark alone is the seed of life. It alone has understanding and thought. Such things are not with the clay of the flesh, neither are they kin to the stones from which the bones come. The life within man radiates out from the enclosed spark, and through the blood endows the body with life and heat. Life gives forth heat, and the greater the life, the greater the heat. From the one comes the Kodesh glow in its two aspects, which men call the breath of Adon. And from this are made all things which are in heaven and earth. As the sun gives light and fire spreads heat, as the flower radiates perfume, so does the central light give forth a vaporous, unseeable glow, and this our fathers called the breath of Adon. This breath comes forth in two manifestations. There is a heavy form and a light form, and from these all things are compounded. Behold, above is the Adon Adonai, and below him are heaven and earth. Between heaven and earth there is a great gulf across which the dwellers in heaven may not return. Heaven is divided in twain. There is a place of light and a place of darkness. Within the place of light dwell the Rukot of good, and within the place of darkness dwell the Rukot of evil. Between them the boundary is not fixed, but flows back and forth according to their fluctuating strengths. But they who abide in the light shall always prevail, for light will ever dispel darkness. Therefore those who dwell in darkness withdraw before the brilliance of those who dwell in the light. This light and darkness are not such as men can understand, for it is not the light and darkness known on earth. Before the gates of heaven is the land of the horizon, whence go all who depart from their earthly body. From here there are two great gates. One leads to the place of light, and the other to the place of darkness. And the soul of man is admitted into its appointed place according to its likeness. He who is filled with light cannot go to the place of darkness, for it would draw back before him. Neither can he who is a dark one go into the place of light, for there he would shrivel before the light, as a worm coming forth from the damp darkness of its hole shrivels in the light of the sun. I am the Adon of creation, and I hold the great waters within their appointed limits. The storm water I keep in restraint. I cover the face of the earth with a green mantle of vegetation. I inundate the land with the waters of life. My arm sweeps across the skies, and men are bewildered. The earth is shaken, and nations collapse and fall. The wicked tremble before my manifestations, and are consumed in the midst of my fire. My voice speaks from the sandy silences. I whisper in the cool breezes. I roar in the whirlwind and murmur in the running waters. I sigh in the treetops. Men hear my voice without understanding. Chapter 5. Hearken to the voice of the Ruach of Elohim. I am the immortality latent in all things mortal, the light filling all things with radiance, the power holding all things to their form. I am the pure, invulnerable stream, untouchable by evil. the supreme fountainhead of thoughts, the unfailing well of consciousness, the light of eternity. I am that to which the soul of man is related. I am its power, its life, its strength. I am that to which it responds. I am the sweet coolness in refreshing waters, and the comforting warmth in the sun. I am the calmness of shalom in the radiance of the moon, and the delicacy in the moonbeam. I am the sound heard in the stillness, the companionship felt in the solitude, the stirring in the hearts of men. I am the cheerfulness in the laugh of a youth, and the gentleness in the sigh of a maiden. I am the joy in the life of all living things, and the content in the hearts of awakened souls. I am the beauty in the beautiful, and the fragrance in the fragrant. I am the sweetness in honey, and the scent in perfume. I am the power in the strong arm, and the wistfulness in a smile. I am the urge in good and moderate desires. I am the gaiety in gladness, the restlessness in life, the refreshment in sleep. Yet, though I am in these, I am not contained in them, and they are in me rather than I am in them. How pitiful are the words of men to depict sublime things! With the souls of men asleep, enwrapped in clouds of delusion, how can I be known to them? I am of the Supreme, the Eternal, of Elohim and from Elohim, yet not Elohim. As heat to fire, as fragrance to flowers, as light to a lamp, so am I to Elohim. I am the power of El operating in matter. I am the first created of creation. I am the eternal thread upon which all creation is strung. I am the effective thought of Elohim. I am that brought forth by his creating command, wherein all things share life. I am the Adonai of forms, holding all things together. I am the power-giving form. I am the comforting companion of the way. I am also that which gives substance to the hopes and desires of men. Think of me, therefore, in any way you will. I am the companionable one, the comforter. I am the waters of inspiration springing from the eternal fount. I am the glory of love shining forth from the central light. I am in all things. I am the root of the tree of life, the words written in the book of Adon. I am the guardian of knowledge, the wisdom of the soul. I am the harmonizer of sound, the controller of power, the keeper of matter, and the sustainer of shapes. I unroll the scroll of time and record its changes. I am the reader of past and present, the scribe of change, the chooser of chance. I am victory and the struggle for victory. But I am more. I am that which defeats defeat, for I am the victory in defeat. I am the goodness of those who are good, but I am more, for I am the success that arises out of failure. I am the achievement remaining when all else has gone. I am the sublime, veiling secret mysteries. I am the guardian who jealously discloses hidden things. I am the knowledge of the knower. I am the seed within the seed, from which all things spring. I am the bricks of which all things are built. I am more. I am the clay and water within the bricks. I am the motion in all things that move. Without me, there is no movement. I am the stability in all things stable. Without me, no thing holds to its shape. I am the craftsman with innumerable shapes, the artist with countless colors. My labors are outside the knowledge of men, my works beyond their sight. My masterpieces will never be seen by mortal eyes. That which abides in breath, and yet is other than breath, which breath itself cannot know or influence, which controls it from within itself, that am I. That which is behind the voice, which voice itself cannot know or influence, which controls it from behind itself, that am I. That which is behind the touch, and yet is other than touch, which touch itself cannot know or influence, which manipulates it from behind itself, that am I. Yet this you must know. I am not you, nor are you me, though I abide in you as you abide in me. Let wisdom disentangle these feeble words set down through the hands of mortal men. I penetrate earth with love. I raise up the seed. I am the breath within the breath of all living things. I am the sweet scent of flowers and the bitter tang of vinegar. I am the differentiating essence in all things.